Countess Tess, and I am back with another video, and this one is entitled Trauma, Trauma, No More Drama. All right, trauma, bye-bye, see you later, bye. All right, and this, pretty much I just want to talk about, trauma in our lives. Like, so many of us has gone through so much trauma. I mean, things that, we don't even attribute to trauma. So the first thing that I would love to do for everyone is to really define, what is trauma? So my really good friend, Merriam-Webster Dictionary describes trauma as such: a very difficult or unpleasant experience that causes someone to have mental or emotional problems, usually for a long time. So traumatic experiences is anything that happened to us that causes us to feel unpleasant, or it creates some kind of difficulty in our lives. And the truth is that many of us actually, take those bad experiences and we just bury them. We try to move on with our lives. We try to fill it with things, instead of dealing with it, because dealing with trauma is difficult. It's not easy. As myself, I can personally say, growing up as a child, there was a lot of physical abuse. And growing up in a West Indian culture, we're often told, just, kind of ush, move on with it, move on, and you just tend to build on top of it and build and build and build, and not really, your foundation is mush, it's shaky, it's rotten, because, it wasn't a strong foundation. You didn't tend to the issue that needed to be tended to, but, as in my case, I started to build a life on a foundation that was rotten. And not till my adulthood, when I actually started to see a therapist, did I really was able to recognize these traumas and really address them, thank God, because they will eat away at you and you don't even realize they're eating away at you. And it affects your other relationships and other things in your life. Okay, so how do we cope? How do you deal with this? So I like to do research. I am a clinical researcher by profession. American clinical research professional by profession. Just want to clarify that. But so I went to the American Psychological Association, the APA. You can check it out yourself. I agree. Anything information I say on here and it's like facts, I always know where it's coming from. So here are 4 ways that they recommend people coping with trauma. Okay. So the first one is to lean on your loved ones. We know that sometimes we like to keep it to ourselves. We don't like to bother anyone. I do that. I don't want to burden anyone with my issues. It takes a village. It takes a village to actually help overcome trauma. And your village may look different from my village. My village may be a friend or two. My village may be a therapist friend. My village may be church. A church member, my village may be someone totally different from your village, but it doesn't disqualify your village, or my village is not better than your village. Whatever you need to do to get through it, you got to do it. Please, please. Because when you get through the trauma, you are free. You're free. You're free to really fulfill your self and step into your purpose. Okay. Second thing they recommend is face your feelings. Like I said, I mentioned before, to be in denial is not helpful. It's like an alcoholic or a drug addict. The first step in them getting healing is what? They got to admit they have a problem. They have to actually know what they're dealing with, and see what they need to deal with. So don't be denial. Don't try to avoid it. We got to recognize this trauma and know that it was not anything of our fault. And even if we think you have some fault in it, no, do not blame yourself. The whole objective is to overcome it, okay? So you can be a better you. 3 is to prioritize self-care. Something I still struggle with. Love yourself. Love yourself. Take the time to pour into yourself. Rest, sleep, eat right. Do all those things because, if you don't take care of your body, how can you be strong enough to fight the battle of that trauma? mentally, emotionally, physically. Got it? All right, and be patient. Be patient. That's another area that I'm not, I'm working on, because I like to see things happen fast. But it takes time, which I also am still learning. It takes time, and it's one day at a time. And I know it's gonna seem like, oh my gosh, like this, why can't I just get past this already? But the truth is, every trauma has a different time period that, that it takes. And it also depends on the person. Some people are more worriers or anxious, like myself. It may take a little longer to get through a trauma. Or people who are more calm, and like laid back, it may take them a little longer because, they really are not so proactive on it, So be patient, be patient with yourself, or it could be faster, who knows? But those are the 4 things I really just want to encourage and recommend, when dealing with trauma, and know that, again, we all go through levels of trauma. I mean, and it's different forms. So I encourage you, do not suppress, but we want to say trauma, no more drama in my life or your life. All right. So I encourage you to please, practice those steps. Please go see someone, and, leave comments below if there's anything I can do to help anyone or direct you to care or recommend someone for you. Then I will love to do that. And also, additionally, I'm coaching, so I will definitely love to provide services and encouragement for people to get through their steps. Again, I'm not a therapist professionally, but I can help coach you through and encourage you through some of the feelings and emotions that go with being in a traumatic, and just being a support to you. All right, well, let me know, leave your comments. Take care, and I say God bless, and take care of yourselves, and I will see you all very soon. All right, bye. Be what you want to be,